I breaking up?
Sorry, guys.
I'm going to go ahead and play some more of that audio that started this whole conflict, but I'm going to change over to the other audio, which is I want to hear, y'all tell me which one you want to hear. You ready? The choices are world peace, how will it come? World economic crisis, and you. Why coming world punishment? When Christ returns, what is the abomination of desolation? The two witnesses made plain. The truth about Armageddon. The Medes in prophecy. Let's see. Is the end near? Is the rapture biblical? The horsemen of Revelation, the Great Tribulation, extreme weather, what the Bible reveals. Europe's economy, will it collapse? Earthquakes and volcanoes in prophecy. Did God send Nostradamus? Christ return, what few understand. I want to read I want to do this one, the Christ return, okay? Let's see what this one says.
Oh,
okay?
He's coming back.
Let's just take a listen. Here we go. It's only 5 minutes long, so pay attention. It's a short one.
The world to come.
Do what?
The Restored Church of God presents David C. Pack.
Directly across from the Temple Mount, I'm standing here on the Mount of Olives, the site at which great prophecies will soon unfold regarding the second coming of Jesus Christ. Many are familiar with the prophecy of Christ returning to the Mount of Olives, but few know the details of this event. Now you can know. Revelation 1 verse 7 shows that Christ descends in the clouds at the blowing of the seventh trumpet. He will bring salvation and the resurrection of the dead. Notice, the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. And the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we, true Christians, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. 1 Corinthians 15:52 says this happens at the last trump. But the nations are not happy to see this Christ. They will have come to believe and trust in a counterfeit system, and many will have expected to be raptured away to safety by a false Christ, not of the Bible. After Christ defeats the armies of the world that are gathered for what the Bible calls the battle of that great day of God Almighty, he touches down on earth to establish his world-ruling government. Notice, Christ's feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. The greatest moment in history arrives. Christ replaces all human powers and laws with his own. All governments of men, including every great and small nation on earth, are removed and replaced by God's government. Fairness, justice, and peace finally come to a sick and broken planet. This prophecy about Christ will finally be fulfilled. The government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. This is the wonderful good news of the true gospel. Sadly, few speak of it. When Christ establishes God's government, it will usher in
I got something
peace
important to
for
share.
all
Can you
nations.
stop for a second?
The earth will never blow up. It will never.
All right, are you guys ready?
In affluent households, people talk a lot more than in poor households.
Did you catch that?
No, what was it?
In households, people talk a lot more than in poor households. In affluent households, people talk a lot more than in poor households.
Something about we talk a lot and we go to Hafalophasus. What was it?
In affluent households, people talk a lot more than in poor households.
Well, I don't understand it, dear, but okay.
In affluent households, people talk a lot more than in poor households.
Blow me. Yes. We have an affluent household then.
Story on NPR last
You're
night.
such a jerk.
Never be destroyed. Man's systems
Oh,
of
that's
government
according to Debbie? Researchers.
Well,
Researchers?
We
have
do talk.
concluded-
Shut up. We are an affluent. Are we an affluent household, baby?
That's my question. Who's affluent? I mean, the millionaire construction company owner is
I'm
not-
just saying that while this audio's been playing, I've had 2 kids walk in here, knock on the door, ask me questions, need this, need that, need this, need that. I mean, it's beautiful to stay close with your children, but it's like, leave already. Do something. Move out. Get married. Go away. Shit. Right,
Some
Vic?
can't live without them.
They won't leave. They won't go away. They found a little puppy, and they're all excited about it. They found a purebred 5-week-old Australian sheepdog. I mean, this thing is gorgeous. And anyway, so that's the big.
Houseboats. People talk a lot more than
Oh, shut up, Chris.
This show has ADHD.
will be destroyed. Jesus Christ was born to rule all nations. This is the central theme of the entire Bible. Let's read. Out of Christ's mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them. Have you been told about these passages? I never learned or even heard of them in the church of my youth. Yet here they are, available with unmistakable clarity.
Right
Soon
on.
after the establishment of God's kingdom, all suffering will disappear. War
Yay.
will also be a thing of the past. So will
Sweet.
terrorism. Crime will vanish. Children will play safely everywhere.
Yes.
Drugs and alcohol will no longer enslave people. Poverty will be gone, as will illiteracy. Mass healings will occur. A pure language will help to re-educate the population.
Victor said he'd rather laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints. So,
You know, there's a church in China that my sister was at, that they said, an underground church, that they didn't have anybody raised from the dead in the last month, so they were worried that they were far away from God because they hadn't
Wow.
had somebody be raised from the dead in the past month.
I would love to see that. I would love to see proof of that. That's crazy. Are you
There were
kidding me?
people being raised from the dead, yes.
Your husband said he'd rather laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints.
It was a joke. It's a Billy Joel song. I'd rather laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints. The sinners are much more fun. I tell you, only the good die young. Anyway,
Earth's polluted environment will be restored. Clean air and pure drinking water will be everywhere. Even the nature of animals.
Wait a minute,
will
isn't
be
pure
known.
air and drinking
And it
water
will
already all over the
begin
place?
From this
Oh, it's not
you're
in certain
fixing to get
places.
grounded. Now hush.
city and from the place, the low-rising mountain where
That
I
was
am
very
standing.
American of me.
Christ and the saints will rule all nations as they have never been ruled. He will be compassionate, perfect in character, truthful and full of wisdom, and love those he governs. All government corruption will be gone. While firm, he will administer the commandments with patience and understanding, and grant forgiveness to all who sincerely desire to change. All religious deception and confusion will disappear. The world will become a perfect environment to finally be able to live God's way.
Hey, Alpha and ➊MAN, y'all need to tell Chris about the preacher that you found on Blog Talk Radio, Blog Stalk Radio. The one that calls himself the Son of Man?
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's hysterical.
Yeah, one man can tell you about him. He knows more than I do.
What was the show that we were all on with you, Debbie? Moose something? The moose ate my brother or something like that?
Oh, yeah, a moose bit my brother.
Back to that show, and in the link, it'll have the guy's number, and it'll have a link to go to the YouTube.
Oh,
and you'll
he's a
listen to
joke.
him.
He's
You can
a
hear
joke.
Alpha Dog talking to him.
Oh, it's hysterical. Alpha Dog calls in and starts ragging on him.
But we're all going to call in.
Is
here
he on?
Tomorrow night.
Hey, I'm all up for it. I'm ready. We'll all call in from my show on my switchboard.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a trip.
He is a trip. He's something else, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go check on the...
If he blocks us real quick, you know what I mean, we'll just call from a different, you know what I mean? We all got different numbers.
Well, I am a warrior for the light. I am a light worker. I am a warrior for God, and I think that he needs to be dealt with in a certain sense of the word. Would you not agree?
Well, what's he doing? Oh, sorry. What?
He calls himself the Son of Man.
Okay, is he a blasphemer or what?
He believes black people are the creators of white people.
Oh, good night.
He believes Jesus was a prophet like Abraham.
Sounds like an Obama voter.
Exactly. I've called him already. I told him about Obama. He totally supports Obama.
Oh, what a shock.
Just blindly follows him because of the color of his skin, which I replied, he's half white, so that makes him half devil then, right?
Well, you just don't understand. It's because he does. I mean, we're not talking like Colin Powell light here. We're talking, in some pictures, Obama looks very black. In other pictures, not as much. But overall, definitely more black. Just you got to remember how these people look at things. Everything is skin color and sex. Superficial. They're shallow as a bottle cap. They really don't have any depth to them because they've chosen not to have any depth and to only see skin color and how you like to have sex. Beyond that, like what else is there? What race are you? What race are you? Who do you like to have sex with? What positions? How do you like to do it? You know, like. And then we're going to judge and we're going to draw conclusions on everything else about you based on those two things. And that's who these people are. That's how they see the world.
I've called him twice now, and I'm only going to tell him about the truth 3 times. You know what I mean? That's what Jesus tells us to. And when I call somebody like that, I talk to him nice. I talk to him just like I'm talking right now. And I don't cuss at him. I very seldom cuss. And there's a way you come at people, but most people just aren't going to wake up. You have to at least number it to at least 3, and then turn. You know what I mean? It says brush the dust off your feet and leave the house.
Oh yeah, and chances are he's got an evil spirit. I mean, it sounds like this guy's got an evil spirit. You know, acting like he's Jesus and stuff. And
he wants Farrakhan to call him. He wants a lot of people to call him and try to dispute what he says.
Whack job, yeah.
He even said he'd give someone money.
Oh wait, is his name Alex Jones?
No, but you know what I mean.
Okay, all right, okay.
That's just a ploy to get people to call in. I understand that, but I didn't call in for money. You know what I mean? If you follow Jesus, you're supposed to love every human being on this planet.
Yeah,
right.
I totally agree with you.
You give them a chance.
Yeah.
You don't let them stab you in the back. But
yeah, it doesn't say you have to let them walk all over you. That is for sure. Christians are not commanded to be doormats, as some people act like we are.
Or Obama said we're to compromise. No, Jesus said don't compromise. There's only one way.
Oh, that's Saul Alinsky rules for radicals.
Exactly.
It's stuff that's all in there. The word compromise is in Alinsky's rules for radicals. That's Obama's Bible.
Talk about.
It talks about the word compromise, and when you think of the word compromise, what do you think, good or bad? Well, it's projected that that compromise is a good thing, but and he's got to put compromise. When a woman's been compromised, she's been that it's not a good thing to, you know. So when your opponent, or as Linsky, you know, your enemy, when your enemy has been compromised, getting your enemy to compromise will then make him appear like he's been compromised. He's weak. And so anytime you hear him talk about this compromise crap, notice he never compromises.
Exactly. They got this. They're putting these 10 Commandments up.
Never does Obama compromise. Never, ever.